Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Keller Williams Technologies Community Weekly Webinar. It is May 6th, 2 o'clock Austin, Texas time. So excited to have you all with us today. Hey, here's what is on our agenda. For May 6th, KW websites, we're going to give you our rollout update. As always, we like to let you know what's going on with the KW websites. We're here to answer any questions that you all have regarding the KW websites, those questions that, of course, we can answer for you. And we have some productivity tool recommendations, some quick tips to give you regarding productivity, not only in your office, in your training, and maybe even in your life. And then, of course, we'll have our upcoming events and a little something to talk about at the end of today's presentation. Okay, let's get started with the KW website rollout update. Oh, first of all, before I do that, Brenda, are you there? See if Miss Brenda is available. She should be connecting with us. Hi, Brenda.
Hi, Kevin.
Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. All right, so we're going to talk about the KW website rollout. Okay, so as you all know, we have launched our second full phase of websites. Here is a website rollout. If you don't know how to get to the rollout schedule, we'll show you that here in just a moment. But we did want to let you know we have launched our second phase. We're really excited about it. We would like to know any input, any feedback, anything that any of you have that have been a part of launch group 1, group 2. Love to get those comments here. We'd love to get them in our ambassador queue, ambassadors@kw.com, so that we can deliver that information to the product managers. They really want to know what's going on. They want to know from you all. So please help us, help them, and help you and help your agents. So if you have been a part of Group 1 and Group 2, then you received this email. Now, those of you that are in the remaining groups, you will also receive this email. So this is what it's going to look like when you are launched. You'll see that it tells you where to go, and it's a quick link to your KW websites page, which is a resource right there on your My KW page. It'll tell you that you'll find everything you need. There are video links to how to get started, and when we say how to get started, it's just that it's maybe 30-second video of how to get your website up and launched, not customized, up and launched and ready to go. So if you have questions or your associates have questions about the rollout, have them look at the information here. Again, the rollout schedule link is going to be on this list, but if you do get this email, your website is launched. Okay, Beth is asking if we had a beta site, will we get a new site? No, Beth, the answer to that's no. You don't have to worry about your site. Your beta site will remain. Now, as early adopters, which many of you KW Technology members are, you may see some things come and go, maybe some items that you were familiar with that may have been a part of the beta. Then don't forget we were a part of the beta. So some of the things that were there before that you liked or maybe even didn't like may no longer be there. So you don't have to worry about those. That is an agreement that we all made when we when we agreed to be a part of the beta. So just be aware of that. There are some things. Let the Playster team know how you feel about the items that you have access to. It's very important we stay in communication with them. Right. What do you do if an agent doesn't get an email? Frank, we're going to talk about that here in just a moment. Great question. Thank you, Mr. Segway. We appreciate that. We'll be handling that question in just a moment. Okay, so let's move on. Great questions. Keep them coming. Can you watch a video before it rolls out? Yes, absolutely, Jennifer. You can watch the video before it rolls out. And again, well, Miss Segway, I'll introduce you to Mr. Segway, Mr. Frank, because we're going to talk about both of those things. Okay. So this is what you're going to see if your website has been created for you and it's ready to launch. This is just a quick example of what it looks like. So first, you'll when you click on that link, KW Agent Websites, it'll take you to the KW Agent website page, and you'll be able to click on the link that says go to my new website, and you'll be taken to the website website administration homepage. So this is exactly what it will look like when you click on the go to website link. Now, if you are not a part of the rollout group and not a part of the beta, then when you click on the KW website link from the My KW menu, we can show you that live here in just a moment, you'll see this on the screen. It will say that, hey, it's being created. This is where we'll have to be a little patient. For the rollout schedule, click here, then you'll be able to see those items. Now, there are two things that you need to look out for or be aware of that need to be accomplished before the agents websites are available to them. Those two things are, one, they need a KW email address. They absolutely need a KW email address. Number two, they need to make sure that their MLS ID is on file or it is entered into their profile on the KW white pages. Our support team is getting a lot of calls regarding these two issues. So these are two of the biggest questions that our support team gets, and in fact, these are the two questions that our support team can answer. So it's important that you all are aware of this. Unfortunately, you as MC Tech coordinators do not have access to the MLS information. Your Market Center administrator, the operating partner, team leader, and assistant roles do have access to the MLS information, but typically the agents will come to you all first. And since they come to you first, we want you to be able to either direct them to the Market Center administrator and have them add it, or have a process in place that you all do that. This is going to save you a lot of time. Darby says if you're listed as staff in white pages, then you can update the MLS information. I did not know that. That is great. If that in fact is true, that's going to save you guys a lot of time. So I have been corrected. Thank you all very much. You all do have access to the MLS information. Okay, great. Thank you all very much. I'm glad to hear that. So now we have no reason for the agent's MLS ID not to be entered. Make sure that they check that, especially when we're onboarding new agents. One of the ways you can find out if someone's MLS ID is missing, you can, and I don't know, you all tell me if you have access to this report. The report is available in MyKW under reports under your own profile. Susan says, yes, we do. Susan has access, Diana doesn't, Shannon does. So Natasha says staff has access. Well, okay, I'm getting some conflicting reports. So let me see. Susan, what roles do you have? You're a great example to ask. What role do you have in the Market Center? Either way, somebody in the Market Center, I know for a fact leadership does have access to this report. Scroll down to web statistics, and then in there you can look at agent MLS ID summary. And this is a great place to look and see if an agent's MLS ID is in fact existing or missing. And I guess I'm getting reports that you have to be team leader, assistant MCA, MCA, and OP, and that's what I thought. So again, it's important that at the very least we know this so we can make sure that happens or that gets done. And you all can do it. This is an example of the List Hub exceptions report. Now this is a little bit different. Now this will tell you if an agent's MLS ID is not on file and if they have any listings that were skipped because of that. Also a very important report to review. If you are going to it can help your onboarding agents and any agent in your market center to get a KW email address. And remember, just because they have a KW email address, a Google KW email address, that doesn't mean they have to use it. One thing that you can tell them, the biggest advantage of them having that KW email address is that they also get a Google account along with it. That Google account comes with everything that they need, um, including your YouTube, Google Drive, Calendar, and then all of the Drive products and so forth. So you can still use the Google tools without using the KW email address. So we want to make sure that they are requesting their KW email and signing up. This is also where you and they will go to see if they have a KW email address by clicking on sign up. If they do not have a KW email address, naturally, this is where they'll create it. We have some specific criteria, not too much. It's just have them follow those rules. Make sure they don't use anything with the word KW, Keller Williams, or any real estate, realtor, and so forth, at least 4 characters long. And if they do have a KW email address, it will also show right here. And if you all do have questions, remember our KW staff is a little bit limited on the support that they can provide with the KW websites. They will help you as much as they can. They will absolutely be able to transfer you directly to the Placer team. Those 2 issues in particular, I know our staff can help you with. Outside of that, it's best if you eliminate the middleman, go directly to the support Placer team. This is a specific KW team designated for Placer. They're just not sitting in our office. So please take advantage of the Placer team. And also, as we are launching the KW websites, and I think that someone even asked this question about specific resources, you all will notice that our resources are growing for the KW websites. If you go to kwuconnect.com and type in the word KW websites, you will see the KW website resource page. On the KW website resource page, it will provide you a link to the demo, the rollout schedule, quick access on setup, the workshop, which we understand Gail has done and has succeeded at running. That's where you all can go to get all the training materials that you need for the workshop. And then, of course, where you can find a list of FAQs, everything you need all in one place, of course, as we promised, right there in KWU Connect. What do you all think of that? What do you think of that, Joyce? That's some good stuff, isn't it? All right, Brenda, tell us a little bit about finding your focus and some productivity apps. I know that you really like this tool. I really like this tool. It has made my life so much easier, and I am giving you screen access now if you're ready for it.
Okay, thank you. I will be in just a moment here. So by a show of hands, and this is a tool that we talked about several months ago. It's called Trello. Raise your hand if you use it. It's a productivity tool. It's collaborative, real good stuff. And we have signed up to get their blog. And so what I wanted to share with you today were some tricks that we got through that blog that really are helpful. So let's go through what they've got. So first of all, Trello, like I said, it has a blog. And are you seeing my?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Okay. So we get an email about once a week, and personally, so I subscribe to get updates on any productivity articles. That's something that we're constantly trying to manage. Our team, as Kevin mentioned, we have a small support team, we have a small training team, and we have a lot of customers out there that we're wanting to make sure have the most up-to-date, best training available. So we've got a lot going on, and we have found using Trello boards and lists really helps us keep our sanity. It's very visual, easy to use, easy to move things around. So yes, we're plugging Trello today. So, and their articles that we get often are great, and we really liked it this week because one of them refers to the one thing. So what you see on the left is what I saw in my inbox. I also wanted to mention that I personally think this is a great role model for email newsletter marketing, or if you have a blog, what it could look like when you send out updates. So find your focus. A million things demand your attention. Find out which are worthwhile. That was right there at the top of the email, and that just spoke to me. So then I continued reading, and this next item spoke to me. Is there anyone else out there that maxes out their browser tabs? Meaning, I think you know when your browser crashes. Totally guilty of that, and this got my attention. That's bad for your brain. So I wanted to read about that. And then the last one, as you can see, references the one thing. So I'm going to paste in a link to this, to these two different articles for you so I can share what I got out of them. And hopefully they will help you too. So one moment while I bring up the screens. Okay, so the first article that I brought up is about the one thing. And let me show you what really stood out to me here. So again, this is all, it's coming back to Trello, again, how this tool can be used for so many different problems. And this problem being, you know you have this one thing to do, but to get there you have all these tiny little things to do. So when you can get those to-do items organized in a very logical way, systematic way, and you've got all of these other measures in place, you can actually get them done so that you eventually get to your one thing. So again, this article references that concept from the one thing. Again, really coming down to the message is that you've got to have balance and a way to prioritize which tasks fall under your one thing and then get them done. So it begins with knowing what you really want. And that's just what's going to bring you the most peace or pleasure. What are you passionate about achieving? Then learn how to prioritize, no, really. So this is where Trello really helps us prioritize what we do. So I've got a screenshot here on the slides. This is not one of our actual boards, but just an example of what a Trello board looks like. It allows you to take one big goal, which here, this is an example of someone who started a side project, a song a day roadmap. So in order to build that roadmap, they set goals, they have to-do items, and then they flagged each to-do item as whether it's in progress or done, or there's a backlog. So this example is how you can use Trello to track the status that a task is in. There's many different ways to do it. You can label your lists and organize them in whatever way you want. Then step 3, make a visual outline. Again, that's where Trello really comes in handy, and you can change it on the fly, and it's collaborative. So if Kevin moves something around, I see it right away. I also get notified that he made a change. So this makes working as a team very easy. And then step 4, identifying points of integration, and that's where you start to see where you have overlap and how you're going to accomplish meeting those conflicting priorities. And then finally coming up with a routine that works for you. And then there's some other apps mentioned here, Timebox, but some kind of reminder system so that you actually stay on track. So just wanted to share that with you, and I will paste the link. Right as Gail asked for it. So there it is. There's the link to that article. The other article, and I'd like everyone to participate in this. First of all, again, raise your hands if you are guilty of opening too many browser tabs. I see so many hands. Okay, I'm not alone. So this article might also appeal to you. Are you a digital pack rat? If you're the kind of person that has 50 browser tabs open all the time, and that's personally not an exaggeration, Kevin sits next to me, he can see, he can probably concur. I'll have maybe 4 browsers, each a different profile with Chrome, and each one has 10 tabs at one time. So yes, this is a problem, I'm admitting it, and now it's letting me know this is harmful not only to my computer but my brain. Time to get it together. If you want to read some of the research done to prove that it really is changing your brain chemistry, you can read that here. Again, the bottom line is that multitasking is bad. Again, another reference to what we know from the one thing. So then what I think is fun is it takes those of us who have this need to have so many tabs open at once and figure out why. So the first category is going browser bankrupt. The behavior is that you let the tabs pile up until the browser dies on its own. And then you have to declare browser tab bankruptcy. Everything's closed. You got to start all over again. Raise your hand if that applies to you. I'm sitting here with my hand up too. Yeah. So they have a solution. It's called the one-tab Chrome extension, which will then just give you one tab with bookmarks of all the other tabs open. So it's a solution. To me, it was just a sign that there's a deeper need to see everything I'm working on all at once. Why is that? So, okay, hands down. Second type is, are you this one, the compulsive compartmentalizer? Couldn't say that. These people create new windows for each genre of tabs. So you've got one for work, one for personal, one for things that you need to read, and then again those tabs start to add up in each window, and then you end up probably with browser bankruptcy. So if that's you, raise your hand. Yep. All right, you're not alone. So the solution here is Flipboard, which does just what it says here. It gives you curated content, tries to figure out what you really need or want to read about, figuring out you choose what categories that you want to see, and then it will do the sorting of those news items for you based on what you want to explore, and that says it's going to get rid of at least 2 overloaded browser windows. Okay, so hands down, the third type now is the social media sourcer, and you know that this is you if you click every link you see on all your various social media feeds. And here's a new word. In the age of clickbait, this behavior is getting more tempting as you're taunted with subheaders like, you won't believe number 3, click here to see this top 10 reasons why, whatever it is, and you're not going to believe number 3. So what's really happening is that you're missing more content than you're actually looking at. So therefore, the solution proposed is Nuzzle. This is something that aggregates all of the links being posted by people in your social media networks into one feed. So it does that for you. And here's the key. It's been curated by the people that you already are following. So if you think about it, it's already been pre-vetted. You get a headline and a brief snippet of the article, and you find out what people and your friends and people that you are influenced by have said about it. So that's it. The bottom line, it's not good for your brain. It's not good for your computer if you have all of those tabs open. So these are some ways that you can try to minimize your need for that, depending on why it is that you do that. All right, and now I'm looking at the questions. I see some comments that I love Flipboard, been using it for years. That's great to know. Yeah, if you have experience or other suggestions on how to overcome some of these problems that we know a lot of us have, agents have, could be coming to you, MC techs, with problems that they might be able to solve on their own with different habits, please let us know. All right, and I'm going to pass it back to you, Kevin.
All right, great. I'll be talking about our upcoming events. All right, that's on the screen. So here is what we have happening in the next few days. So, hey, happy Mother's Day to those of you mothers. would you just raise your hand if you are a mother who is going to be celebrating Mother's Day? Brenda, I know your hand is being raised. Who else is out there? Love to see those hands raised from all the moms out there. Look at that. Hey, Steve, put your hand down. I don't know who you are, Steve, but I'm kidding. There's nobody, Steve, that did that. All right. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And we wanted to continue our series on Monday with the Internet Lead Generation series. We will be providing you that on Monday. So take a look at that. We have some great content for the Internet Lead Generation series. And then after that, of course, we're going to have our weekly webinar for KW Technology community members. And then we'll return with our regular spotlight on KW Technology. I do believe we're talking about the KWLS on the 16th, if I remember correctly. And then, of course, we'll continue on then with our weekly webinar and leading edge technology strategies. That's what's going on all the way up until the 23rd. And in fact, you can find all of May and all of June's calendared events available on KWU Connect in the calendar. We have those events already posted. All right, and then lastly, we want to thank, first of all, I want to thank Pierre Blanc. Pierre, are you on the call? If you are, just give me a quick shout out. We'd like to thank you very much for this information. Pierre Blanc sent us a suggestion yesterday, or actually today, and he said, hey, wanted to let you all know that yesterday was World Password Day. I didn't even know that was a thing. And so while not a lot of us know or even think about multi-factor authentication, it's a good reminder that everyone should change their Google password and any other passwords if you haven't done that in a while. Now's a good time to do it. If you want to have a lot of fun, there is a website. It's called passwordday.org, and I'm going to copy and paste that for you. And there are some really funny videos in there from one of my favorite actresses, Betty White. And what I love about what Betty does is she, well, a little bit out of culture, but that's okay. I'm not going to share that with you. I'm just sharing you the URL, and then you all decide whether or not that you want to listen to it. But it is, it's very funny, and it explains the multi-factor authentication in a great way, in a way that I think anybody could understand. And I know that it's designed for those that typically aren't changing their passwords very often. So take a look at some of these videos. You may want to start a team meeting with them, a training with them. Absolutely a lot of fun. And some of the things that this website also provides, so just give me 2 seconds and I'll bring that screen in. And I just shared the URL with everybody, but here we are on the page itself. And I wanted you all to see down here towards the bottom. This is great content. This is training content for you guys if you needed it. First, it talks about here are 4 steps to secure your password. Step 1, and it gives you a full explanation, at least 8 characters long. You want to make it difficult. You want to add any personal information, especially if they can find the answer on social media. That would mean the name of your children, grandchildren, and so forth. Then step 2, use a different password for each account. I talk about this all the time. Use a different password. Just have one for every account. Come up with a way, a formula, if you will, so that it's not difficult for you to remember the passwords, but they are all unique. We'll have some tips later on in our webinars on passwords. Step 3, get a password manager. That means there is a tool that you have that can help you find passwords. A password manager, ladies and gentlemen, is not the little notebook that you carry around with you all the time with your passwords written in it. It's a lot like that, but it's in the electronic world. It's in the cloud. It's a lot more difficult to get to. So please be careful. I've seen that. This is a great question to ask. How many of you have been in a training, asked somebody for the username and password, and they pull out their notebook, right? How often does that happen? all the time. So we want to make sure they get a password manager. That doesn't mean someone else to manage your passwords. It is an online tool, several out there. And then this is a great explanation of multi-factor authentication, and it helps people understand not only the definition of it, but the importance of it as well. David said 1password.com is awesome, and I'm going to guess that's secure, David. I've not heard of it, so I am going to say that David has recommended that at this time, but that sounds interesting. 1password.com. All right. And as always, hey, thanks y'all for being here. We are a little bit over time, so there are just a couple questions that I'm going to answer, and then we'll, of course, we'll get back to you with the additional questions that you asked in our blog or directly to you. So one of the questions that was asked is, what if somebody was missing their MLS ID and or their email address, they missed the rollout, they added their MLS ID and or their email address, how soon are they rolled out again? The answer to that is they are included in the next rollout. They are included in the next rollout. So if they missed rollout 2, they'll be in rollout 3. If they missed rollout 3, so on and so forth. There was another quick question, and I'll go back to that because somebody wanted the support information for Playster. So there it is right there. There's your Playster support information. And at this time, and the last question that was asked, or the last question that I can answer, is people are asking, is there a report that you can run for those associates that don't have email addresses? The answer to that is not at this time. We are working on it. Our team has requested it. We'll get that done for you all just as soon as possible. All right. Hey, thanks everyone, and I hope you have an incredible Friday. As always, we want you to stay on the edge of real estate technology by using KW technology, and we want you to make it a great day at Keller Williams. We will talk to you next week. Thanks again, and happy Mother's Day. Bye-bye.